promise you, you'll have it. It'll be easier for you. You'll just eat once a week. It's going to be easier. Right. So we need to eat the word daily. Now we're going the other way. The people who separate themselves and decide, I am not going to be affected by anything. I'm just going to be this lone person. Those are the Stoics. Ecclesiastes 4 through verse 8.
There is one alone without companion. He has neither son nor brother, yet there is no end to all of his labor, nor is his eye satisfied with riches. But he never asks, for whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? This also is vanity and a grave misfortune.
So there's one alone who decided, I'm not going to have wife, husband, mother, father, because if I deal with people, they get me upset, and so it's just better to be by myself. I'm not going to let anything happen. I'm going to just be, and so they're alone. They just separated themselves. And that may not have been their goal initially, but that's what they're doing. And because you end up deciding, I'm just not going to feel anything, and so you feel nothing. You're just this sort of person that you're not connecting genuinely with anybody around you or anything. And so then what are you doing it for, Paul's saying, Solomon's saying, for whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? I'm depriving myself of what I could have. I could have this friendship, I could have that, but I'm so afraid it's going to lead to heartbreak or lead to something else. And so I've made myself alone. So what do I have? Why am I living? What am I, the toil that I'm doing, the money that I'm making, who's it for? Because I've so separated myself. So Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. I like this. This is my favorite verse. Oh, yes, sir.
Is this the thinking of the Epicurean or the...
This is the Stoic. This is what ultimately happens to the Stoic who becomes alone.
Okay, got it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13.
Consider the work of God, for who can make straight what he has made perfect?
This is my favorite verse. One of my favorite verses in the Bible. There's stuff we're trying to fix, we can't fix it. We think we can. Because who can make straight what God has made crooked? You think you can outwit God. Well, if I just do this, if I just do that, it's like, no, you need to cooperate with God. You can't make straight something God made crooked. He made that crooked for a reason. You can't outwit him, you can't outlast him, you can't outthink him. You need to cooperate with him. And that's the point. And neither of these philosophies, the Epicureans or the Stoics, neither of them say, submit to God and just give yourself over to him. They say, I can do it on my own. I'll live the greatest life ever. I don't care about God. I don't think there is a God. Or I can keep God from making me crazy if I just refuse to have any emotion about anything and I just trust myself. And it's like, no, you can't outwit God. God's going to get to you. So you might as well give in and just live every day in his presence, live every day consulting him. Okay, Lord, what should I do today? What's up today? I heard a preacher say, yeah, I pray, but at the end of my prayer, I always say, now God, is there anything that you want to say to me? Because I've been talking for about 20 minutes now. And I'm, okay. Give God room to talk to you. And we don't do that. We just make our petitions known to God. Here's what I want to my check. Okay, like he's an answering machine that we just leave a message on. And then we go do our thing. As opposed to, now, Lord, what do you want to say to me? All day long, I'm going to try to listen to you and see what you're saying to me. That kind of life will be successful. But the life where you already have your mind made up about everything you're going to do, and then you kind of include God in it later. Lord, bless this thing that I already came up with. He's not going to do it. So it's better to find out what he's doing. Because God programs your GPS every morning. He doesn't tell you where you're going. But he programs it, and as you're driving, you'll hear the voice say, turn right. And you'll think, I don't want to turn right, I want to turn left, but that's where I'm going. You better turn right. Because the GPS just gets louder and more insistent if you don't do what it says. I said turn right. It's starting to get an attitude. And it's not going to stop. It's going to keep saying 3 left turn. Keep on totally in a different direction. Yeah. And the only way to do it is you have to turn it off. It's like, I'm not going with the GPS because it just keeps trying to correct your path to get you where you're supposed to go. And that's all God does all day long. So you might as well give in because he's going to wash out some bridges and some roads, and you're going to end up where he wants you to go anyway. Who can make straight what God has made crooked? So you might as well just give in. Why do we fight him? Why do we fight him? Why? We're Jacob wrestling with God. Okay, so finally, Solomon says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13.
Let us see the conclusion of our whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, and this is man's all.
So after he's gone one way and gone way the other way, he said, here's the conclusion of everything. Just fear God and keep his commandments. For this is man's all. This is the only way you're going to make it. Have a relationship with God, talk to him every day, deal with him every day. He sees what you're doing. He knows that you've been naughty or nice, so be good or good. So he knows, so you might as well, we're not getting away with anything. Our stuff's going to be found out. You might as well just cooperate with him. And you can't tell him what to do or what kind of this you want. He's going to do his thing. You might as well find out what it is.
Right.
We're so much happier when we just cooperate. Okay, Lord, what do you want? What job do you want me to have? Where do you want me to go? Lead me today. I'm going to end up there anyway.
Yeah.
So I might as well be happy while I'm going
Right.
than be fighting you the whole way that you're dragging me this way. Just cooperate and go with it. It's an easier life.
I see it.
Less stress. Okay. So Paul gets there, and the Epicureans and the Stoics come to him, and they're giving him his philosophy. Live, get as much pleasure as you can, or separate yourself from the world. And Paul gets up to speak. Now, Paul does something interesting that we've got to understand. So let's look at Acts chapter 17, verse 22 through 23.
Then Paul stood in the midst of
Areopagus.
How do you say it?
Areopagus.
Areopagus, and said, Men of Athens, I perceive that in all things you are very religious. For I was passing through and considering the objects of your worship. I even found an altar with this inscription,
To the unknown
to
God.
the unknown God. Therefore, the one whom you worship without knowing, him I proclaim to you.
So Paul's studying them. He's looking at all these different gods, and they've got a god of war, a god of peace, and a god of lightning, and a god of thunder. Right. Aquaman's dad. They've got all these people. Aquaman got a movie coming out because his daddy set him up. So all these gods, and then he's thinking, how am I going to reach these people? Because they're really religious. So it's not like I got to get them to believe in the supernatural. They think there's a god of tables. There's a god. They think the reason we knock on wood is because they believe there was a god in the tree. And if you said something, and there was a god in the tree who would hear you and make it not happen. Like, well, I'm going to give you $1 million, knock on wood. So they would knock on wood to see if there was a spirit in that tree. And they thought they could get the spirit to come out. So that's why we say knock on wood now. Could you be standing, I think tonight I'm going to get lucky. Uh-oh. Is there a spirit in that tree? They would knock on wood. So that's why we say knock on wood. They thought there were spirits in everything. Everything had a spirit in it. And I wasn't playing with the spirit of the toilet. But I'm going to tell you which God that is. So Paul's like, they've got spirits in everything. Everything's got a spirit. So how do I reach them? Then he notices that there is one idol that they left open to the unknown God, because they figure there's probably a God we don't know about. So we'll just have an idol. We better worship him too, because he might get mad. Paul said, I'll use that. That's what I'll use.
Wow.
So I notice you got the unknown God. Let me tell you about him. And he begins to preach Christ to them. Now, this is an excellent tactic, is find out where people are and meet them where they are.
Absolutely.
So when the Jehovah's Witnesses would come to my door, I go, let me go to that scripture that you really like, and let's talk about that. When I met with the Mormon people, I went to the actual Mormon temple and met with Elder Branley, and then he had to tell me, we don't accept black people, is that okay? I said, no, that won't stop me from being a Mormon. That's not the thing that will stop me from being a Mormon. Let me tell you, and I would go to I read the Book of Mormon, and I would start there. When I would talk, wherever people were, I tried to study, what do they believe, and how can I get in where they believe. And I studied the Hebrew scriptures, so if I talk to someone who's Jewish, I can take them through, here are all the places where they're talking about the Messiah, the Messiah. Let me show you how Jesus fulfilled it. And so the idea is not to hit people over the head, but to find out where they're at and use that thing to get in. Because there's always some opening that they leave for you. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 22, here's what Paul says.
To the weak I become weak, to win the weak. I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some.
Right. So you meet people where they are. It may not make that much sense to put on a tuxedo to go down and talk to the homeless. That may not make, you may want to put on some jeans and, but it may not make that much sense to put on some jeans to go to Beverly Hills and talk to them, You want to meet people where they're at so that they will listen to you. And then you can find a way in. God will give you a way in to bring the gospel. So Paul was learning this lesson. I'm not with the Jews anymore. He's finally in his element. Because the book of Philippians and Galatians and Ephesians, those are all written to European churches. That's what Paul was most effective. God told him, I'm sending you to the Gentiles. Paul wouldn't believe it. Let me go to the Jews first, because that don't make any sense. And a lot of stuff that God says doesn't make any sense, but you better just follow it, because God knows what he's talking about. And he's going to send you, all of us. There are some people that that are your people, who think like you, or that you can reach, that I can't reach, that Paula can't reach, or Antonio can't reach. But there are people that Antonio talks to, they wouldn't listen to me, and it's that, who are you, church boy? Where, they go, oh, I look at him, this person looks like they know me, like they understand me. So God will send us where we go, and that's where Paul was. So he starts to be very effective. So we're going to read chapter 17, 18, and 19. When we get to chapter 19, we're going to find out where they worship the goddess Diana. And that religion believed that Eve came first and then Adam. So Paul says, no, Adam came first, then Eve. He's not saying that men has to be above women. He's just explaining the order, because they believe the opposite. People take certain scriptures and go, well, see, God said, it says right here that Adam's first, and so therefore men should be, and that's not what he was talking about. So I want to explain clearly what God was talking about, because Paul had great success in Europe with women, and there were women churches, women ministers, women pastors in Europe that he writes letters to, because they believed that women were equal. But if your culture believes that women are not, then you'll buy that. That's like believing that blacks aren't or Latinos aren't. You just buy that. But it's not true. Because in the Bible, there's no male or female. There's no Greek or Gentile. God just loves everybody and will use anybody. So we have some very interesting studying coming up. So hopefully we'll be able to make it. So let's bow our head.